Have you heard of the term JOMO? It's very similar to FOMO. FOMO is fear of missing out, JOMO is joy of missing out. So I fall in the JOMO category and I can actually talk about it the whole day. मैं पूरा दिन बात कर सकती हूँ इसके बारे में. So I want to give you a detailed explanation about what I feel about minimalism. मिनिमलिज्म को जनरली हम रिफ्रेम करते हैं या उसके बारे में बोलते हैं कि बाय लेस थिंग्स, यू हैव लेस स्टफ एंड डोंट कीप एनीथिंग इन द हाउस. It is actually wrong. It's majorly about the discipline that we follow and not about the absence of stuff or the material. So today I will reframe it and tell you that, what is this discipline all about? So the very first thing which I realized is control over the choices. Say for example, abhi just festivals khatam hue hain and Diwali is over or Christmas is over. I've received a lot of gifts. I do not want, X amount of gifts in my house. What do? I have a special gift closet in my house wherein I actually, review each and everything that I've received from my near and dear ones, put it in that closet. I know probably 80 to 90% of those things are not required or needed by me. Sorry if I said that, but yes, that happens with me all the time. So then I just put them there. And then whenever I have to, of course, gift it to someone else, then I figure out what is the right kind of a thing to give that particular person. And then I choose wisely, repack it, and, make it aesthetically pleasing, put my name card, and just give it to somebody. That's a very, very honest opinion I'm sharing to you about. Second is that, again, I know I've received a lot of gifts. I have too much of stuff. Too much stuff means clutter for me. So I stopped going to the exhibitions, to the malls, to the markets, to anything that would entice me to buy any more stuff. So it happens that, for good six months also, I do not visit the malls. Yes, I do love to shop, but, sometimes when I know I don't need something, I will not go to the malls. So third is actually, I do not recommend anybody in the house to have a storage under the bed. And this is for the people who own bungalows and individual houses. This is, of course, not for the people who have small apartments and, spaces which are smaller in size. For example, New York and Mumbai. If you really avoid taking the storage under the beds, you save a lot of clutter. You save a lot of negative energy. It's a kind of dead pollution. And according to Vastu and Feng Shui also, if you, read it, it is something which is not right because, you spend a lot of time in your life sleeping, and lying on top of something which is negative or dead pollution is not right for your body. So if you have decent amount of space, don't be, I would say, greedy enough to, opt for more space by taking, space in the beds from your designers or stylists. If you are intrigued about the topic minimalism and you like, decluttering, so my recommendation would be to read a couple of books written by a very, very popular female known Marie Kondo, also named as KonMari. She's a Japanese female, a very polite person. She doesn't understand English very well, and she's a professional organizer. She's one of the first professional organizers, the world has seen. Of course, now we have professional organizers and companies in every city and every country. So I have kind of grown up, watching her videos, reading her books. So the one which I like is Spark Joy, wherein she talks about, when you have to really declutter, you have to actually choose item by item in different classifications and decide that, does this particular item, for example, if it's my closet, does this, shirt or this t-shirt or a skirt, does it spark joy or it's just lying there? So, I really don't say all the things, but it's very intentional when I declutter or when I, place things in my closet. It's very, very intentional, and always and always, people who know me, they know that, I follow this mantra all the time. So if you're interested, There's another one which is called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. Even that's very interesting. Of course, there are some wonderful series by Marie Kondo on Netflix, so you can watch that if you don't want to read a book. I built my home, about 2 years back, and I realized that minimalism was always in me. The interiors were done very minimalistically, from linen to crockery to artifacts. Everything was very subtle, soothing, surreal. But also, I realized why it stays with me so much. So, one fact is that I stay in a country like India. We all know there's a lot of dust, change in the climatic conditions. The weather is very extreme, extremely hot to extremely cold. And I stay in Ghaziabad. So, what happens is that, the kind of staff, the quality of people we hire, they're not efficient enough to manage. If there's something which is maximalist, I feel if anything has too much of detailing, the kind of people I have at my place, or probably most of us have at our place, is not such that they are going to be maintaining each and every piece and each and every, I would say, heirloom very practically, with very delicate hands. So that's a problem I've always realized. So I mean, internally, probably last 15-20 years, it's just made me realize that why not have something which is fuss free and straight line and tension free. It follows like the staff culture in my space, and also helps me stay calm, because I know I'm going to freak out if I see a lot of clutter or dust or something like that. Third most is a calmer you. So I know that I'm outside the house 6 days a week, and I step in the home around 7:30 or 8. So I know when I see an environment which is not very gilded, not very, glittery, and has straight lines, simple, soft furnishings, it's going to give me a state of mind which is very relaxing, very content, and this is just my thought. There are people I know who like classical furniture, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's okay, it's their state of mind. Me being an overthinker, me being obsessed with certain things, I like it that way, because that makes the whole place, my living room and my bedroom, in a state of meditation. I feel very meditative, and that's how I kind of try and heal, and I kind of gain the energy to get back on my foot the next very day. So this is where I feel it's very important, the calmer you factor, that really helps me. So the last part, if I talk to you about just the designing, is the most interesting one. So when I tell clients that minimalism or neoclassical or postmodern, or any sort of like wabi sabi or Japandi theme, what are they looking for? So they tell me minimalism का मतलब तो 50% budget होगा ना, आधे में ही हो जाएगा घर. So that's not true actually. Why it's not true? Because you're not realizing, probably the styling or the elements added are less. But in minimalistic interiors, it doesn't mean that you're going to sleep on the floor. The bed will still be there. There will be a couch, there will be a dining table, and there will be a dining chair. Of course, there will be a sofa. It's just the lines are going to be very clean. And let me tell you one more thing. When we do minimalistic furniture, when we do extremely, extremely straight line furniture, it gets very, very difficult to audit and check the quality. Why? Because there is not any sort of ornamentation in the furniture. So the finishing, the piping, the lines, the stitching, everything has to be very, very proper, because that's the only thing that's going to stand out in the piece, because there is no, there's no golden part, there's no metal, there's nothing flashy. So the finishing is very, very important. So if I have to look for all these things, how can I really cut the budget? I have to pay my, my carpenters, my upholstery people the same amount of money. So that is kind of very, very important. And making a minimal furniture or a minimal space stand out also requires a lot of money. It doesn't mean that I'm just going to leave the white walls. I can have a very, very subtle, paneling which has muted tones, maybe just a uh, oak veneer, like just pasted on the walls with some certain grooves and a hidden door. So that is costing me, quite a lot of money because it is natural veneer and there is some sort of carpentry work involved in it. So it doesn't mean that we are getting rid of anything. It just means that we are trying the means by which, everything is very, nothing is too eye catchy, but at the same time, it reflects that, somebody has put in the effort of designing a good looking home. So, in the summary, it's just that it's, of course, your choice. But I just feel that, the country, my lifestyle, and so many more factors, the work culture at home, everything sums up. And I eventually came to a decision, and I also suggest people who have similar issues to go for, minimalistic environments. Rest is, of course, upon you. If you like opulence, that's absolutely fine. And you should have an environment and you should thrive in an environment that makes you really happy and then that fulfills your dream of staying in a happy home.